What is up, guys, and welcome back to Cozy Talks. This week we have a new event, UFC Fight Night 274, Aljamain Sterling versus Youssef Zalal. It's going on down in the Apex in Las Vegas, Nevada. Starts at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm super excited for this card. This card is so insanely stacked. I'm just kidding, guys. I mean, it's all right on paper. Last week in Winnipeg, we said that it was going to be a little bit of a boring card, but we got surprised, and it was a little bit of a banger. We got some fun fights on that card, so hopefully for this fight night in the Apex, maybe it'll be the same, Joe. Maybe we'll talk about some of these fights and talk about how they'll be fucking boring, like the main event. But we'll get into that. How do you feel about it, Joe?
Ladies and gentlemen, get your popcorn ready. You're about to witness the best card ever. Now, I don't know. I think this it's an Apex card for sure. I think we've said that multiple times this year about other cards. We're like, yeah, these are Apex cards because this is about as filler gets. Some of the names on this, you're like, how are they even on the roster? But we're still gonna cover it anyways because that's what we do here. But before we get into that, guys, if you guys already, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, do all the good things you good people do. And with that being said, let's get into his epic card fire. All right. First fight of the night. Toledo Alencar, Gia Pilastri, a couple of straw weights going at it. A couple girls that I don't think are terrible. I just think they're kind of one's more kind of set on a better path. I think Julia Pilastri is gonna win this one. Um but I do think it's gonna be a decision. I don't know, man. These are fights that are like tough for me to like think of like how it's gonna work because we know Alan Carr has good jujitsu. That's kind of been her thing. Her last fight, she beat Carnelossi, and that's kind of why I'm hesitant on the Pilatri side because Carnellossi's not like a bad fighter. 15-3, solid record. Pilatri last time out, she beat Kolakowicz, which was a good fight, and she got the KO. Both these girls coming off of finishes. That means we're just like I don't know. Women's MMA has been pretty good this year. You know, like me saying decision is probably me being based because that's kind of what I'm just used to. But this fight could be a fun fight. This could be a banger fight. Two couple Brazilians, like I talked about them being set in different ways. Like Alan Carr, 7-1, but she's definitely way older. Piastri has more fights and is the younger fighter. I think just both trends kind of work in her favor. Yes, she's win loss, so she's due for the loss, right? But I think this is a good fight for her. I think her striking is just a lot better. I think we're just gonna see how good her defensive wrestling is. I'm pretty sure it's been good in the past. And I think she's just gonna be the better fighter here. She is gonna have a little bit
Yeah,
of size advantage. Sorry, I didn't want to. I just wanted to show that
no,
the
you're
reach
good.
advantage is good. Um, anyway, yeah, Pilastri's my pick here.
Yeah, I'm on the same side as Joe. I got Julia Pilastri winning this fight. I do agree, though, on this side of Alan Carr having the edge in the grappling and the jiu-jitsu in this fight. But Julia Pilastri, I mean, her last fight, I threw $20 on her to win her fight by knockout. That ended up cashing me some good money, so I'm gonna be rolling with Pilastri again in this fight. Her striking and her power as well pretty impressive, especially for this division. She's only 28 years old. I think she's going to be improving a lot. And yeah, give me Pilastri, KO, or decision in this fight. Moving into the next one, though, on the card, we get Max Griffin versus Victor Venezuela, which
I
one
wanted to say
thing,
Venezuela. That's what I was about to
what
say for it.
that is Valenzuela, right?
Valenzuela.
Valenzuela for
Yeah.
sure. So one thing that Joe had mentioned to me is that this Victor guy is actually a training partner with Ilya Taporia from MMA Masters. I don't know if Victor is like, Ilya's gonna be in his corner, but based off that, Victor has, been around Ilya in some of the training camps, whatever they're doing in there. Victor in his in his well, I think it was his Contender Series fight. He fought Michael Oliveira.
Mhm.
Yeah, and Michael Oliveira absolutely starched him. I mean, if you look at Michael Oliveira, he literally looks like Capital from Rainbow Six Siege. He's fucking big ass black Brazilian guy. But Victor Venezuela, he's coming off of a win off the regional scene, a finish, and now they're kind of giving him a layup fight against Max Griffin, who's pushing 40 years old, and is probably on his way out of the UFC. Yeah, give me Victor Venezuela by fucking probably a first round knockout, second round knockout. Another thing I want to mention about this guy is that a lot of his finishes come very early, and
Yeah.
he's only been a decision 4 times. Every other fight, he's won inside the distance or he's getting starched. So
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm on the same side as you. I'm on Victor Valenzuela. I just think it's pretty crazy how he gets finished on Contender Series, wins one fight on the regional scene 3 weeks ago. This is a short notice fight for him. This is a short turnaround, just so everyone knows. And gets put on the Apex card against Max Griffin. And I think they're just trying to do Max Griffin a favor. I mean, Max Griffin's been in the UFC roster for a long time. Um, he hasn't had a lot of success on the roster. I mean, we all kind of know that. And lately, he's kind of been the guy that has been fighting the prospects and either succeeds or doesn't succeed. Like in his last five, fought Tim Means, another old guy. 3 years that was 3.5 years ago. Fought Michael Morales, and this was when Michael Morales first got onto the scene about 3 years ago. Um,
damn, okay, that aged very well.
it is
The
a
fact
decision.
that he went to decision,
Yeah. Um, and then he beats Jeremiah Wells, another up and comer, beats him on a split. Lost to Michael Chiesa. Michael Chiesa's retired now. This was a year ago. So I mean, that's kind of a I don't really know how to gauge the loss because we kind of know that both those guys were old at the time, and we knew they were kind of already on their way out. I think it was to Chris Curtis. Chris Curtis just like Max Griffin has kind of been given the prospect treatment, fighting all the up and comers, and you're kind of just there playing journeyman gatekeeper. Jake Valenzuela, yeah, we know he's 13-4. He's had a lot of success. His problem is he absorbs a lot of punches. I mean, like this fight, I think it went into the second round, third round.
yeah, I think it's the second.
Um, and yeah, he just has kinda from what I recall, he kinda has kinda shit striking defense, but he does have power. I mean, like, we talked about it and you talked about it. He gets a lot of finishes or he gets finished, doesn't see the scorecards too often. He's a younger guy, not much I mean, he is younger. I was about to say not much younger. I mean, 8 years is quite a bit. Um, I don't know, man. I think this is one that would, like it would definitely surprise me if Max Griffin pulled it off, but it would not surprise me that we see another decision here. Um, I don't know. I'm smelling like a gutsy decision here, but I think Valenzuela wins it. Um, not sure how. I mean, he could get the knockout. I just don't know what Max Griffin's gonna look like. I mean, he's been out of the game for almost a year. Who knows what we're gonna get? Because if he's retiring after this fight, we've seen what the retirement story's been in 2026 with some of these guys just being
Hey,
absolute demons.
if if this is short notice for Victor, this is short notice for Griffin.
Yeah.
So and the
Or is
fact that
it?
this is about 3 weeks.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is short notice for him too. Shit.
he
Never mind then.
this
Throw
this is
that theory
about three
out.
weeks notice. This is about 3 weeks notice for Victor. He's coming off that win three
3 weeks
weeks
ago.
ago.
Yeah.
So we're probably like 2 weeks notice for both of these guys at most.
Hmm.
So I agree with you. Depends on how Max Griffin comes out here and looks, but give me the guy who just came off of a finish.
Yeah, he's more
You
in fight
know,
shape probably.
yeah.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah, I agree with that. So scratch my theory. Give me Victor Valenzuela. Moving to the next fight though. Let's get this going. Francis Marshall, Lucas Brennan. This is short notice. I think we just saw this announced yesterday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or it was the other day. It was literally like not too long ago. And this is fight week right now. I mean, right now it was just Tuesday. So Francis Marshall, Lucas Brennan. I haven't done really much research into this fight because, like I said, just literally just got announced. Just off of gut instinct though, Francis Marshall probably makes more sense because of the UFC experience. Lucas Brennan is not part of the UFC. I think this is his debut. Yes, it would be his debut fight. Marshall fought Myron Santos, Dennis Bajuka. and this aged like shit. He went to a split with Bazooka. We just saw Bazooka get his head fucking knocked off his shoulders. Loses to Myron Santos on a split, and then beats Eric Silva on a rear naked. And this was a month ago. So this is another guy who's on a kind of a short turnaround. And then Lucas Brennan.
Eric Silva's 39, by the way.
Is he really? Wow. Okay. 27 versus 25, 5'9" versus 72. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pull up something. I'm just gonna pull up UFC stats, bro. Because they're gonna have the numbers that I want for this. I mean, just off what we know about Francis Marshall. I'm not even gonna look. Just off what we know about Francis Marshall, he is a heavy, heavy wrestler, and he has good submission game. I mean, we can read his record. That's what we know about him. He has 5 wins. He's never been submitted. He's been knocked out once, and this was outside of the UFC because he's only had 3 fights in the UFC. Oh wait, that's right. No, never mind. Sorry, scratch that. He fought Bulgarian in his debut. Fucking cheaty poopy Bulgarian. Um, I don't know. The fact these odds are this wide scares me. Like, this is a month turnaround. When was the last time he fought? 6 months ago. If anyone were to have a full camp or, like, be training, it'd be Brennan, right? But, like, was Brennan getting ready for a regional fight 6 months ago? Or,
Click click on his name.
see if he has anything? No,
No, he wasn't.
I don't know. I don't like that the odds are this wide. I mean, like, this is just based off UFC experience. It has to be because there's no reason for the odds to be so wide on guys that have
Yeah,
very close records like this.
100%.
I don't
And
know. I
that's
mean, yeah.
that's one of the main reasons why I'm not going with Francis Marshall in this fight, and I'm going with Lucas Skywalker Brennan to get it done. I mean, both of these guys,
Oh,
they're both what?
the last time last week we talked about a guy who had the better record. His name was Julian LeBlanc, and he made Robert Valentine look like prime Khabib, and he couldn't fight his way out of a wet paper bag. I don't know if we're gonna fall into this. Maybe this Lucas Brennan guy is just not UFC ready. These are early picks, by the
You
way.
know,
We'll be more like up to date and more knowledgeable come Friday, and actually have like real answers as to what we're asking right now. But
one thing I'm gonna add on that, and like it is something that will come up later on, is like with Robert Valentine. He got the bad end of the start, when he had started in the UFC. But that's besides the point. That's besides the point. That's besides the point. This guy though, Lucas
oh, he's out of
Brennan,
syndicate.
he's out of
He's with
syndicate,
Marab.
and he also has a lot of submission wins. He has a lot of
Ooh,
submission wins,
yo,
and
this is the dog shot. I think.
he has a lot of submission wins. He's coming from Bellator as well. He has had a lot of fights at Bellator. Um, I mean, look right there. He's coming off of a 2 fight winning streak, both by submission. Um, and it looked like he was training with Marab as well. Maybe he was in a couple of those training camps. Getting some knowledge, getting some info from Marab. But Francis Marshall on the other side, I do agree with you. He does have the UFC experience. He has been in the organization a lot longer. I mean, this is Brennan's debut. But Francis Marshall as well, you know, he hasn't been beating the best competition, and he's also been losing to not the best competition as well. So I mean, I think this will be a very interesting fight. I don't think that the line should be this wide, but since it is this fucking wide, I'm taking a shot at the dog here, and I'm going with Lucas Brennan to get it done. No props on this. I mean, that fucking line itself is just juice, so give me Lucas Brennan getting it done.
Yeah, I mean, this is lack of film study, but just gut instinct. I mean, I got to ride on Lucas Brennan. I mean,
Yeah,
I mean,
most
just just his training camp. He trains with Syndicate. He trains with Marab and them. Like,
but think about it this way as well. He's 25 years old, and
mm,
he has had more than a handful of fights on Bellator. That just goes to tell you that he was at a young age already fighting on a professional scene. It
mm,
may not be the level of UFC, but he has that experience and at a young age.
Yeah.
And at a young age as well, regardless
Mm.
of the type of competition he was facing, he was still getting that experience. And now he's 25 making his UFC debut. I think this is a perfect setup for a guy like him. Like you said, black film on this guy, most definitely want to go and rewatch some of his fights that he had in other organizations. But yeah, my pick here is going to be the underdog in this fight.
Yeah. Okay. Moving to the next
Yeah,
one.
let's.
Sorry, we're
Did you
totally.
announce this one?
Uh, yes, I did. This is you.
Okay, my fault, guys. Sorry,
Sorry,
technical difficulties.
sorry, boss.
Going into the next fight, I don't understand why this fight is even being made, but we get Jafel Filo versus Cody Custom Made Durden. Why are you doing this to yourself? Cody Durden, why did you accept this fight? Yeah, he did go to decision in his last fight, which is pretty
A
impressive.
month ago.
But but yeah, a month ago. But now one of Cody Durden's biggest weaknesses is dealing with a guy who could fucking grapple and fucking choke you out and can just take your back and just out grapple you, out wrestle you, just fucking be a monkey all over you and just choke you out. That is exactly who he is fighting. And Philo. Philo has more than 10 submission wins, I'm pretty sure. And Cody Durden has been choked out more than I can count in his last few fights. So I don't I don't know what Cody Durden changed in that month time from his last fight, but it really seems to me that he's just trying to fight for a paycheck. He's just trying to get a paycheck real quick. And with that being said, give me Philo by submission.
Yeah, I'm on the side of Philo. Real quick, this fight is another short notice fight. This is the card of short notice. Uh, it was supposed to be Lucas Rocha. Cody Durden stepped up to the plate here. That's why we see that he's on the month turnaround.
Okay, hold on, Joe. So you're telling me that Jafel Filo was in this card already preparing for a higher competition, higher skill leveled guy than Cody Durden, and now Cody Durden is stepping in for that guy. Okay, bro. Cody Durden, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, what I'll say about Cody Durden is he is probably one of the UFC's. He's like the Kevin Holland of the flyweight division. He's their guy that kind of just does them a solid. He's always ready to step in at a moment's notice if they need a guy. So that's respect to him. But this is just a tough spot. I mean, Philo, he's not a very high striking output guy. He is more of a grappler. Um, I mean, you can see it right here, fucking 11 wins by submission. Like he does have KOs. I don't know how many he has on this scene. Uh I think in the UFC scene it's really just been submissions from what I recall. Um yeah, I mean, Cody Durden, he is like an American wrestler. He's not very high level. He does shoot some takedowns, but I don't think he's gonna want to be shooting takedowns on Rafael Filo, a dude who will lock up your neck in a fucking heartbeat. I think he needs to keep this standing to even have a chance and really force the strike output out of Filo because, like I just said, Filo doesn't have like super high striking output. Um, I think Filo's gonna win this regardless. I think he
Yeah.
will. If he does get this to the ground, he will find a submission. And if he doesn't, then he's just gonna ride it out to a decision. I mean, that's kind of just how simple it is. I think in this one, you're short notice. You're coming off of a fight with a guy who, like, I wouldn't say is as impressive as Filo. I think Filo is pretty impressive. If I'm being honest, um, yeah, just give me Filo in this one. Um,
I will say this real quick. Don't really want to put too much diss on Cody Durden. He most definitely showed a lot of fucking heart in his last fight. You know, he can most definitely bring it out when it looks like he's about to go out. He could bring that last bit of energy out until he really gets fucking finished, unfortunately. But props to Durden though for making fights really interesting and not just accepting the loss and accepting the finish. So just wanted to say that real quick.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know how much more fights he has on his contract. He's already on a 4-fight losing streak. He's probably just fighting out his contract. To be honest with you, this is probably it. especially with the loss. I mean, you can't really keep a guy with 5 losses unless your name's tied to Avasa. Um, it just happens. I mean, it sucks, but he I think they're just doing him trying to do him a solid, especially if he does win. If he wins, it's an upset and a half. I mean,
Yeah.
I think he's not slated to win whatsoever, but it would definitely shock a lot of people. But I just don't see it happening. But yeah, with that being said, let's move into the next one. Oh, I get the women's. Yes. Uh we got UFC bantamweight women's. Okay, we got two girls are on polar opposites of everything. Myra Berna Silva and Michelle Montague. Okay, we get Myra Berna Silva, who is on the red train. I'm pretty sure this was a loss for her, if I remember right. I don't know why this got turned into a no contest, but anyway, 4-fight losing streak since. You lose to Raquel Pennington, who was a title holder at one point, lose to Macy Chiasson, who well, not Pooh, I can't say Pooh. She beat my ass, but mid. Uh Jasmine Jasvicius, who just won last week. Jacqueline Cavalcanti. Um, yeah, you're losing to not like super great competition. Michelle Montague came from PFL. She's 7-0. She's young in her career, but she's 32. So I mean, she's young in the career, but she's older. I don't know much about the PFL scene, but as I can see here, she is nasty with the submissions, and I think that's the thing that Myra Bona Silva is good at too. Is her ground game? I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So I'm curious to see how this plays out, and that's kind of why I was talking to you offline about Myra Bona Silva is having a kid. Her back's against the wall. She's having a kid. And, to me, that smells like a dog upset here, taking someone's O. But I'm gonna be a pussy. I'm gonna play it safe. I'm taking Michelle Montague on a decision, but it's a decision that I don't like because we're taking a girl who's one fight into her career against a Luan Caroline who got cut from the UFC for missing weight and like not even trying to make weight in the fight after this. And you're going at someone who has success in the ground game. You're not She had a tough time on the feet when she fought Carolina, and had to get it to the ground and basically just wet blanketed her for 3 rounds. Um, yeah, I mean, just give me Michelle Montague. I don't know how she gets it done, but I think I'm just gonna ride on a square pick here on the favorite woman here.
You know, don't beat yourself up too bad about it, Joe. It's not too much of a square pick in my
Yeah,
opinion. I agree with you.
so sorry,
First things
boss.
first. First things first. I just want to say, look at Breno Silva's last five compared to Montague's last five. Yes, Breno Silva has way more UFC experience than Montague here, but Michelle Montague, she actually, I believe she trains with Kayla Harrison.
Oh, she's at American Top Team, but she's at the
Yeah, she
Shoebox Diego Lima.
Yes, she is, and look at how her last 5 has gone for her.
Oh,
I did notice, I do recognize the fact that she is having a child. So is Jerry Prohaska.
oh,
But anyways,
sorry, boss.
Michelle Montague on the other side. Michelle Montague on the other side. She's just she's one of those girls exactly like Melissa Croden
She's good.
and Kayla Harrison. She's huge. She's huge for the division. She's absolutely huge for her division. Yeah,
Yeah,
she did
fuck.
struggle with the she did
It's
struggle with the
huge.
striking. She did struggle with the striking with Carolina, but to be fair, Carolina is pretty good. She's not high level comp, but she is she has pretty decent striking, really nice Muay Thai, and she's really fucking fast as well. So yeah, Montague did struggle with that. Silva though, I don't think she's gonna be fast. Silva, in some of her fights, she tends to slow down. She has like a good few fast minutes, and then she just slows the fuck down.
Mhm,
I mean, that's what I've seen in Silva's last few fights.
mhm.
So Michelle Montague, on the other hand, though, I would hope that she kind of learned from her mistakes in the Carolina fight, and maybe we'll see a little bit more striking from Montague. I mean, a lot of her finishes have come from submission. So Michelle Montague, first KO on her career coming in the UFC. I mean, I mean, it's
Yeah.
possible for sure. But anyways, my pick though, I agree with Joe. I'm going with Michelle Montague. I had her against Carolina. I liked her before she fought Carolina, so I'm gonna stick with it. And I got Michelle Montague. Let's move into the next fight on the card. What is it? Oh,
Hmm.
great.
Yeah.
I don't understand why Cedricus Dumas is still on this roster. I don't even know why he still has a job. But we get Cedricus Dumas against Jackson McVeigh. Yeah, Cedricus Dumas, the more I hear about him, or every time I hear about him, it's not about his upcoming fight. It's not about what he's been doing with training. It's about what the fuck he's been doing outside of MMA and getting arrested. And yeah, every time we talk about Cedricus Dumas, it's the same fucking shit. But he's getting Jackson McVeigh, who is also on a two-fight losing streak. I believe both in the UFC. He got starched in his first fight against Bruno Ferreira, which I believe was also short notice for
I'm pretty sure it
McVeigh.
was, yeah.
Yeah, and then he gets a full camp against Zach Reese, and then Zach Reese goes out there and starches him, and then Dumas goes to a no contest with Zach Reese because Zach Reese kicked him in the nuts. I don't know. I don't want to touch this fight at all, but give me give me Jackson McVeigh by submission.
Yeah.
I think. Hold on. I'm
Sorry.
sorry.
No, no,
I
you're good.
let me revert that. So Dracus Dumas in his last fight against Dante Johnson, he initiated the grappling. He wanted to wrestle and grapple, and Dante Johnson was just like, all right, and he was fucking with him for a little bit until Dante Johnson found the submission, and Dumas quickly tapped. I feel like we're gonna see the same shit with the Jackson McVeigh fight. It depends on where Dumas wants to take this fight. If he wants to stand and bang, Dumas has a very high chance of winning. But if Dumas wants to take this fight to the ground and initiates the grappling and tries to get a takedown on McVeigh, I see McVeigh fucking jumping the gilly or fucking ripping an arm on Dumas and subbing him out. So, and Dumas is going to tap very quickly based off what we saw against Dante Johnson. So that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, this is a tough fight because every time we talk about Sudrikis, we're like, he's one fight away from being cut, or he's one loss away from being cut,
And he's back
and
again.
and he's just not getting cut. He's just like that itch in your ass that you can't get to go away, right? And I don't know, man. Like these guys fight very similar in the sense that they are awful against takedowns. Granted, Jackson McVeigh fought Bruno Ferreira, and Bruno Ferreira has like really good wrestling and he has pretty good jujitsu. And then he fights Zach Reese. Same story, different guy. Zach Reese has pretty solid grappling. Cedric Dumas, who did you fight and get choked out by? Well, first of all, you fought Nursultan Ruzaboyev, fucking tall ass striker. You got KO'd. It happens. He's pretty solid. Ruzaboyev was pretty slept on. Uh, you beat Denis Tululin, and with a record like that, I would pray to God you fucking beat him. Okay, you lose to Mikhail Oleksiejczyk, and this is when Mikhail was already part of Fighting Nerds. And then you get kicked in the nuts and take the easy way out. You literally couldn't stand. I mean, we've seen guys get kicked harder than you in the nuts and fucking do just fine. And then you get choked.
Um, Fuck,
What's up?
what's his name? Cody what? Cody Garbrandt. Cody Garbrandt fucking threw up in the octagon and they kept fighting.
Yeah. And Zach Reese, or sorry, I just talked about that. And then Dante Johnson chokes you out. Dante Johnson just went, didn't he just go to a decision?
Yeah, with
Was it with
fucking
Brundage?
Cody Brundage.
Yes. Your record and your resume is just piss poor, brother. And I mean, the way this fight's gonna end, I could see a Jackson McVeigh fucking knockout. His output is better. He throws more punches per minute, but both their wrestling is just shit. And if either guys shoot a takedown, I mean, who knows what could happen. But I think this fight stays standing, and McVeigh just outboxes him and just outworks him on the feet. And Dumas hasn't really impressed me. I mean, even when he was on, I'm pretty sure he was on Contender Series. When he was on Contender Series, he was not impressive either. Um, that was years ago. Yeah, he got that Gilly win. But yeah, I see McVay winning this. I think this is a pretty one sided affair. Um, and hopefully Dumas is gone after this, bro. They cut Pedro Munoz, which I was kind of surprised they cut him today. And then they cut some other guy. I can't remember who they cut. Oh, Shamrock. They cut Shamrock today.
Oh, thank God.
And if you're cutting Shamrock 2 fights into his UFC career, you can cut guys like Cedricus. Guys that aren't doing you any good in this business, guys that are ending up in jail. I mean, he hasn't been in jail since 2024, but still, like, guys that aren't doing you any good, you can part ways with them. Let's move into the next one, though. My pick is Jackson McVeigh, if I didn't say it already. Fucking back arrow, come on. Who do I get? Featured prelim, as it stands right now. Rodolfo Vieira, Eric McConico. I have to pick a guy. Can this be a draw? And we just move on?
Okay, okay. How about this show? How about this show? We say our pick in one, two, three, and then we move on.
Hold on. Let's just look last five, bro.
Unless you want to talk about this.
I don't even know what I want to say about it.
I have like one thing that I could possibly say, and
I mean,
that's it.
bro, both these guys are. I mean, he's supposed to be like a prospect, and he's fucking 36. I mean, his reach is way
Okay,
bigger. Bro,
the only
what do we
thing
say?
the only thing that I was gonna say about this is that Vieira could have won against Bo Nickel. Instead, he fucking forgot about the script, remembered what the script was, and then allowed Bo Nickel to look like fucking Muhammad Ali on him, and then Bo Nickel knocked his ass out.
And then he
Eric
went to Alex
McConico,
Pereira fucking head kick.
yeah, and then Eric McConico just went to the third round with a dude who everyone's thought that he was gonna starch him in the first fucking 30
Oh,
seconds.
Sir Sakaev.
So,
Yes.
yeah. So that was pretty fucking impressive. And McConico beat Cody Brundage in a very fucking boring fucking piss poor decision fight. So that's all I pretty much have to say. Joe, say your pick in one, two, three.
Eric
Eric McConico.
McConico. Okay. Moving on. That doesn't count as my breakdown, damn it. All right. Marcus Buchecha, Ryan Spann. We get heavyweights. Okay. A heavyweight's on the card. Um, Heavyweights are starting to kind of revamp a little bit after the Josh Ockett fight. So I'm starting to kind of get back on that side of the fence. Doesn't take much to get me on that side of the fence when it comes to heavyweights, man. I just want entertainment. Pretty easy. If you're not giving me entertainment, then I'm going to the other side of the fence. But this one, I'm not sure what we're gonna get. Marcus Buchecha, Ryan Spann. Buchecha's been kind of a dud in the UFC. He came in, he fought Martin Buday, and basically just like I don't know. Martin Buday is just a big blob, and you got clinched up and fucking just had nothing going for you. Buchecha is like a well-rounded. He's actually an elite jujitsu guy. That's kind of what he's known for. That's what this picture's from. Is from a tournament. And then you go to a what's the blue D again? Is it a draw? Draw decision unanimous? What does that mean? Was this a draw? It was a draw. That's what the one's there for. Okay. You go to a draw with Kennedy and Zechiku, who just got heel hooked by fucking Walter Walker. And then did Kennedy fight after that? I don't
I think he
remember.
was supposed to,
Ryan
but
Spann hasn't fought in a minute. I can just tell you right now. I have not seen this dude in a hot minute. He beat Lucas Brzeski, who's not even on the UFC roster anymore, just so everyone knows. Lost to Cortez, who is now top 5. Beat Prue, not on the roster. Lost to Goose Gob's a light heavyweight. I forgot Ryan Spann was a light heavyweight at one point. I'm like, why the
yeah.
fuck am I seeing Goose Gob? And then lost to retired Anthony Smith. Ew. Why is he the favorite? There's
I
no reason.
mean,
There's no reason for Buchecha to be the favorite. If I'm being honest with
I'm
you.
gonna I'm gonna go with the dude regardless of age, in his last fight, I do remember his last fight, Ryan Spann. He he looked very rejuvenated. Moving up to heavyweight. I'm gonna go with the dude who has more finishes, who could fucking move. He kind of throws and moves around like Jamal Hill, kind of, and
Yeah,
just a little bit with Ryan Spann.
he was a heavyweight.
he's very like I'm trying to find the word, but he's very like fanatic. I don't
Oh,
know.
oh,
Like f- like frantic kind of. Like he's very
exaggerates,
yeah, he's very exaggerates a lot of it. Not like in a bad way. Not in a bad way. He's very like fucking he's explosive pretty
right?
much. He's very explosive with everything that he does, Ryan Span. And it's like some of this shit like it catches you off guard. You know what I
Mm,
mean? Like he caught fucking Bretsky in that submission. The way he did it, it was very explosive, and it was fucking it was out of nowhere.
yeah.
So I think against fucking Bukaka. I think Ryan Span I think Ryan Span might do some fucking crazy shit like that and possibly even knock him out. Possibly maybe even
I
drop him.
I think Span's way to victory here is keeping on the feet because yeah, you don't want to go to the round Buchecha. Even though Buchecha is not having a lot of success in his last five, he lost two and then goes to a draw with Nzechiku. If you go to the ground with him, there will be problems. There can be problems
Yeah.
because that is what he's known for outside of the MMA world is his jujitsu. Like he was a jujitsu guy before he was ever an MMA guy. But Ryan Spann is an MMA guy. He has 34 fights of MMA, and this is MMA, and he has 20 finishes on his record. He has fucking 6 KOs, 14 submissions. Okay. Anything can happen in the MMA world. We've seen it happen. I think Ryan Spann gets this done. And the fact he's an underdog right now is just disrespectful, bro. I don't care what anyone says. There's no reason for Buchecha to be a favorite. Um, yeah, give me Ryan Spann. Unless there's some injury that we don't know about for why he's the underdog, then that explains it. Like if I see him fucking come in with a sprained fucking ankle or some shit, I don't know. That's all. That's the only reason I could even ever think that Ryan Spann should be an underdog. But yeah, give me Ryan Spann in this one. I think he probably finds the knockout, or it's a fucking boring decision. But I think either way, he gets it done. Um, all right, let's get to the next
Oh,
one. Unless you had something else
oh,
to add.
yeah.
Sorry.
Oh,
Oh,
you opened up that one because I forgot we fucking sped through
we
fucking
fucking we
McConaughey and
fast
Vera.
forwarded.
Next one. Next fight on the main card. Montel Jackson versus Rayoni Barcelos. I
Ooh.
think this fight is going to be a little bit harder than people believe for Montel Jackson. I feel like a lot of people are thinking Montel Jackson's going to go out there and kind of put a whooping on Barcelos, but I see this fight being real fucking gritty for Montel Jackson. Um I mean Montel Jackson, he is the younger like kind of younger prospect, or he's supposed to be the younger prospect. He did lose to Figueredo in his last fight. Is wasn't that he
I
was
picked Figgy
undefeated.
because Figgy was like fucking plus 300.
That is
Uh,
true. Oh no, he wasn't
he
undefeated.
was on a big win streak before he ran into him though.
Yeah. Yeah. Um yeah, I mean not I don't know. I don't I don't think there's not really much for these dudes. You know what I mean? Like if Montel Jackson were to win, you lost to Figgy.
Yeah.
And Figgy's not even supposed he's not supposed to be in oh wait. Figgy's fighting he's fighting at bantamweight now, right?
Yeah, Figgy moved up from flyweight.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Damn, he jumped past fucking oh wait, I'm retarded. Sorry.
That 125
Sorry.
to 135. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry, boss.
Yeah, I mean you're losing to Figgy, and I mean, yeah, Figgy he's a former champ, but Figgy I don't think Figgy's gonna make. I don't know. I hope someone understands what I'm trying to say. But like, it's the same thing for Barcelos. Like, yeah, Barcelos is on a little bit of a winning streak right now. But you throw Barcelos into the rankings. How far up the rankings is he gonna get? Especially with some of these fucking bantamweight prospects that we're getting. Some of these straight killers. I mean, that's all I have to say about this fight. Give me Montel Jackson though. Sorry, my pick is Montel Jackson.
Yeah, this is a tough fight because the last five trend, right? I mean, Barcelos, he lost to Kyler Phillips. Kyler Phillips arguably beat Charles Jourdain. You could definitely argue that. I mean, I thought I didn't have audio and I didn't listen to the commentators because sometimes listening to them really influences how you think the fight's going. And without audio, I thought Kyler Phillips might have won that. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe people are just better at MMA judging than me. Um, Christian Quinones, that's a good win. I mean, Quinones has been kind of he's been kind of tough to gauge how good he is. He beat Peyton Talbot. That it was a huge upset, guys. I mean, Barcelos did it, and that was a shock to everyone. 38-year-old at the time, he was 37, beat Peyton Talbot, who is ranked, by the way, because he just beat Henry Cejudo not too long ago. Um, Beats Cody Garbrandt. I mean, that's always a weird one because Garbrandt is a guy you'd never know what you're gonna get out of him. He beat Zhao Long last time out. Ricky Simone just went to a draw in his last fight. And on the other side, Marcel Johnson, he, beats Julio Arce. Yeah, 3.5 years ago. Ronnie Yaya beats Demon Blackshear. Demon Blackshear was interesting at this time. This was a fight that when these guys crossed paths, I was like, this is gonna be a fun one because we saw Blackshear, get that twister win before he went into this one. Daniel Marcos was undefeated, and finally someone gave Marcos that fucking L because Marcos was like the most fraudulent undefeated guy in the UFC at the time. And then he was the Figgy, and Figgy's he's just a tough out, right? Big Figgy is just he's been a flyweight champ. He's had plenty of success, and that move from flyweight to bantamweight is not as bad as the move from bantamweight to featherweight. Guys that try to go to featherweight have tougher time than I think guys going from flyweight to bantamweight. Montel Jackson is just coming in with a huge size advantage in this one. He's 5'10" versus a 5'7". He has an 8-inch reach, 8.5-inch reach on Barcelos. This fight is not going to hit the mat, and I don't think if it hits the mat, I don't think it's going to stay on the ground very long. Both these guys have pretty good takedown defense, uh, and Montel Jackson has the better striking defense. I think Montel Jackson wins this. I think he could. I don't know if he could find the KO, but I think he could box his way to a 3-round decision and get out of this, with his hand raised. So give me Montel Jackson in this one, against Barcelos. Moving into the next fight, we got who? We got Davy Grant versus Adrian Luda Martinetti. I'm scared, Z. I can't pick against Davy Grant, but I'm gonna. I get so sketched out. What's funny is I'm pretty sure we just talked about Davy Grant last week. Uh, oh, we talked about him against Jordan. Because picking as Davy Grant is just like playing with fire, man. Because Davy Grant is just he's one of the guys who is just good dog money. Whenever he's an underdog, he has really good success. He has cash as an underdog probably more than anyone else in the UFC. I'm not sure if that's a real stat, but he definitely has cashed a lot as an underdog. Um, Last time out, he was an underdog to Jordan, and Jordan at bantamweight is just moving different. And, I mean, he's 3-0 since he's moved down from featherweight. And, yeah, I mean, his record kinda speaks for itself. I mean, he's beaten guys that he should not beat. He arguably won this fight against Marcos, and then before this, then there's a fight here with Adrian Yanez that he arguably won, um, or he lost. I can't remember what it was. But anyway, he beats Blackshear, loses to Jourdain. Adrian Luna Martinetti, to be honest, I don't know much about the guy. I just know that he beat Mark Vologden, and we just saw Mark Vologden last week go to fucking war in a draw with John Castaneda. I picked Castaneda. I thought Castaneda won, but that point deduction kind of hoed him because, yeah, I mean, if he didn't get the point deduction, he would have won. But Vologden is just a fucking animal, bro. That dude moves like babyface Piotr Jan, is what you were saying.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
and if Luna Martinetti is clearly beating him on his scorecards, not clearly. I mean, this was a close fight. This is the best fight of the contender series like ever. I gotta take Martinetti. It makes sense for me to take Martinetti. The dude has heart. He went to war in that fight. And now you're getting a Davy Grant who is 40 years old, got finished in his last time out. And you're trending upward. You're 30 years old. You're fucking in the heart. You're in the just straight prime. Everything kind of points to you coming out here and probably waxing Davy Grant. And I think he will. I think he might knock Davy Grant out. And it's scary to say because Davy Grant's Davy Grant.
Yeah, I agree. I got Adrian Martinetti, but I highly agree on the fact that David Grant can make this a very crafty and very hard fight for Martinetti. Like you were talking about, Martinetti or David Grant, he comes out here and he beats dudes that he's not supposed to beat.
Mhm.
Yeah, in his last fight he loses to Charles Jourdain, but that's whatever. Different fighter. Adrian Martinetti, though, I will say this. I feel like I feel like with this guy, he's a straight fucking scrapper.
Mhm.
And like when things really get tough, like he for some fucking reason he powers up. Because that fight that he had with Vologden, he got dropped. He got dropped a couple of times. And Martinetti he just turned up the gas. Turned up the gas and was just very violent, was up in Vologden's face, didn't care about what was coming back to him. I feel like David Grant's going to be really crafty with Martinetti, but Martinetti, he's going to find it. He's going to find the flow. He's going to find the rhythm of Davy Grant, and he's going to make this fight really fucking. It's going to be very scary. He's going to make this a fucking scrap with Davy Grant. And I
Mhm.
agree, Joe. I think Martinetti might knock out Davy Grant in this fight
Yeah, David Grant's
because
never been knocked out, but he has been submitted a shit ton.
I mean, he almost got pretty much got knocked out against Charles Jourdain.
That
Charles
flying
Jourdain
knee,
threw a
yeah.
fucking crazy flying knee.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
another thing with Martinetti is that his like pressure, and if you guys haven't watched that fight against
Highly
Vologden, I
recommend it.
highly recommend that you go and watch it because yeah, Martinetti, his pressure, his pace that he sets, when the fight really gets going, he turns up the fucking heat. So curious to see on how Davy Grant will try to nullify that. You'll try to shut it off because another thing that you said, there's not a whole lot of footage on this guy. He had that contender series fight, and that's probably about it.
Mhm.
I don't know if Davy Grant and his team can find other footage on him. I mean, he's 17-1. There's probably a lot of maybe there's
Yeah.
footage of him out there, but he's also fighting out of Ecuador. Who knows? Who knows? So yeah, we'll see. But
Ugh.
I got Marinetti in this fight. Let's get into the next fight on the main card. Rafa Garcia versus Alexander Hernandez. We were supposed to see Alexander Hernandez fight Michael Johnson, but that got diminished after some betting scandal. But anyways,
I
in this fight,
just
I'm
want to see something
going
real quick.
with Rafa Garcia.
Are you really?
I'm going with Alexander Hernandez.
Okay.
I think Alexander Hernandez is gonna go out there and just fucking he's gonna throw some crazy fucking punch and knock out Rafa Garcia. I think both these guys are gonna be banging. That sound really that sound really
That's not really a hot and gay.
yeah, that sound really off track. But they're gonna be in the middle of the octagon and they're gonna be swinging and they're gonna be swinging and banging. They're gonna be striking. I don't
And
see
striking
either
and
guy.
fucking.
Yeah, they're gonna be striking and fucking. I don't think either of these guys are gonna shoot a takedown or look for a grappling or clinch exchange or maybe, but I think in this fight we're gonna see a straight stand and bang, and I think Alexander Hernandez is gonna get the better of it, and I think he's gonna knock out Rafa Garcia. So give me Alexander Hernandez by knockout.
Yeah, Rafa Garcia is another guy that is one of Cub Swanson's guys. He comes out of Bloodline. That's Cub Swanson's gym, and as we've seen lately, Larion Douglas won, Danny Silva won. Who else was in the UFC that just fought? Swanson obviously won. Garcia is up next. Are we going to see this trend of Bloodline guys winning? I don't know. Garcia is more of a he's came into into UFC with the idea of being like a high level grappler. Um, but we just saw him fucking just start Jared Gordon in round three. This was a late finish. Um, and then before that, he just wrestle fucked Vince Pichel and couldn't submit Pichel. Loses to Grant Dawson. Somehow you get knocked out by Grant Dawson. Grant Dawson's a jujitsu guy. These are two guys that were jujitsu guys that face each other. You get knocked out. Um, Kind of worries me. You're going in there with a straight killer in Alexander Hernandez, four in a row, and he's been violent in his last two. Chase Super and Ferreira both got smoked. Um, but Hernandez has some pretty good not jujitsu, but he has good wrestling, and I think he could like we're talking about, he could nullify any sort of grappling exchange that comes from Garcia. He will be the bigger fighter. He's 2 inches taller, has 2 inches of reach. He has the Muay Thai in his pocket. I think any sort of clinch situation probably favors Hernandez, but if this hits the mat, and then I kind of worry a little bit. But I think Hernandez is going to have good enough get up game and keep this standing and probably look for a finish on the feet. Give me Alexander Hernandez in this one. And I think this is gonna be a fun fight. I think this could be a banger. This probably has fight of the night written on it, but we'll see. Um, yeah, I got Alexander Hernandez probably getting it done by knockout, if not decision. So let's move to the next one. We got the co-main, Norma Dumont and Jocelyn Edwards. Um, Give me Norma Dumont. And I say that with zero confidence because I like Jocelyn Edwards. I think she's a fun fighter. I've watched her basically her whole UFC career. Um, Tamira's Vidal was a good one for her. That showed us that she has a ground game that I didn't think she had in the UFC. And then she beats Chelsea Chandler. Chelsea Chandler, I thought she was going to win this by decision because Chelsea Chandler is a dog, and she made Chelsea Chandler look like shit in that fight. And then she KO'd Zombie Girl. And that's when I was like, okay, I think we have a real problem on our hands in this division because KOing Zombie Girl was like it wasn't a thing that I really thought was gonna happen. Uh, and then she beats Nora Cornell, and this was their rematch. She showed strides in the rematch because Cornell beat her the first time. And she comes out there and fucking just puts a beating on Cornell and chokes her out. Norma Dumont, we know she's just a boxer, bro. We know she's got the hands from hell. And she has some pretty good ground game as well, good wrestling. Um, she's dating Marco Tulio. And so we know that, if they're training partners, we know we're gonna see a lot of leg kicks. We're gonna see a lot of clean boxing, kickboxing. Um, I mean, Norma Dumont is just I think she's probably gonna be fighting for the title soon if she wins this. I think she's just the better in shape girl. I mean, I don't know, man. It's just tough to say. This is a tough fight because I don't want to pick either girl, but I mean, Norma Dumont to me makes more
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, I do agree. I do understand how you feel on this because I mean, I'm in the same boat. I like Jocelyn Edwards. Look at her last five. One of those fights went to decision. The other four, she won all by finish. Nora Dumont, on the other hand, she is decision fiend. All of her fights have been to decision. I don't think she's gotten a finish in the UFC before. I mean, she fucking should have gotten a TKO finish against Irene Aldana because the way she just straight split her face open.
Yeah.
If you guys want to, if you guys ever doubt women's MMA and say women's MMA is fucking boring, which most of the times it can be. Go and watch that fight. That is one of the fights that I put up there with like Zhang Wei Li versus Joanna, but Norma Dumont versus Irene Aldana. Norma Dumont literally split her fucking face open. Like right here across her nose, all the way down her cheek. It was just cut open. I think we're gonna see the same thing against Jocelyn Edwards. Oh, I know, I know. You're saying like you pick Norma Dumont with like low confidence. I'm picking Norma Dumont with high confidence. Look at the difference in their last few fights. When did Norma Dumont last fight?
5 months ago,
5 months ago. Jocelyn Edwards. When did she last fight?
2 months ago.
Yeah. So one thing we could see here is the trend of fighters who are on that roll right now. I'm not saying that
Oh
I
yeah,
could
that's right.
fucking and another thing as well. Completely forgot about that. This is short notice for Jocelyn Edwards. Jocelyn Edwards is stepping in because Norma Dumont was supposed to fight Yana Santos.
Mhm.
And this kind of still follows into what I'm about to say. We've seen that trend where fighters are on that roll. They're kind of on a crazy fighting streak. hold on before I continue. Look at the difference between those fights that Jocelyn Edwards has had. What is the time difference between them? So
Like 6 months,
yeah,
4 months, 5 months.
I mean that's not too
She's fighting
terrible.
she's fighting active. I mean, that's pretty
Yeah, she's
active.
she that is pretty active. There's not a long layoff in between those, and I mean so is Nora
This
Dumont.
was
I
2
mean
months, 2 months, and then 9 months, and then 5 months, and then she took basically a little over a year off before she came back and fought Ketlin Vieira to a split.
Yeah, I mean, so okay, so we're seeing Jaws and Edwards being the more active fighters. So I
Mhm.
guess that still kind of falls into what I'm about to say. Usually with the more active fighter, you know, when they start to get into that fifth, sixth fight, that really starts to push their limits. I mean, we saw Marab, he was on the crazy fight streak. He
Mhm.
was being very active as well.
Yeah.
Um Alex Pereira. Yeah, I'm just trying to give a few examples.
Kevin
Um,
Holland did it.
yeah, Kevin Holland did it. I mean, those are pretty decent breaks. 4 to 5 month breaks in between fights.
Yeah.
That is more that I want to say more. I don't know. I'm not a fucking fighter, but
Yeah.
I feel like that's a good time in between fights.
Yeah.
But
Especially at the higher level.
I, f- I feel like Norma Dumont's gonna be more. She's gonna be the more fresher fighter. Obviously because Jocelyn Edwards is stepping in short notice,
Mm.
and like you were saying, Norma Dumont is just a high level boxer. She's a very high level boxer. So
Yeah.
I see Norma Dumont piecing in Edwards and taking it to decision. The
And she's
one
just
thing
stacked, bro. She's built.
yeah, she's very stacked. Edwards, on the other hand, I do agree with you. It is very scary because Jocelyn Edwards, she's been finishing a lot of the girls that she's been fighting in her recent
Mhm.
fights. And the way she fucking slammed Nora, fucking broke her collarbone. You could
Yeah.
if you go and rewatch that clip, you could hear it snap when she slams her. You hear that shit snap. And I don't know why the referee just continued to let Nora just get absolutely bitched after that, but could have easily called the fight right there. But
Yeah.
that is one thing I fear is Jocelyn Edwards just being a fucking straight monkey and just like bodying Dumont. Uh
Her kickboxing is just good.
yeah, she's
She's
very well
long.
rounded.
She's a tall kickboxer.
But
Uh,
both these chicks are very fucking strong. And I feel like if this fight were to go to the ground, Norma Dumont has the high edge in there. So
yeah.
that's all I
Yeah.
got on this fight.
So yeah, Norma Dumont's the pick there.
Yep.
All right.
That was our co-main.
Yeah.
And now, yay, time for our main event. Guys, if you stuck around this long, we really appreciate it.
It's a
Leave a
banger
like.
cards. Thank you guys.
Yeah, it's a very fun card. I mean, now that we're talking about it, I mean, some of these fights on this card are actually they're gonna be
They might
pretty
grow on
interesting.
me, but
I'm I'm
yeah.
I'm more interested in this fight now, or in this fight card now that we're talking about it. But guys, if you stuck around this long, leave a like, comment on the video, share the video. We really appreciate the support. Let's get into the main event of Aljamain Funk Master Sterling versus Yusuf the Moroccan Devil Zalal. Oh, this is such a banger, guys. This is an absolute fucking banger. I am so excited to watch this main event. I'm
Decision.
gonna go with Aljamain Sterling. I'm gonna go with Aljamain Sterling. And actually, I think Aljo, I think Aljo is gonna get it done by decision. I think it's gonna be a fucking boring decision fight. I mean, I'm not saying that because like I hate wrestlers or like I hate the grappling, but like you get two dudes who are grapplers who are very high IQ grapplers, and what am I saying? I feel like Aljo is the way higher IQ grappler. He's the way smarter, way higher skill set than Zalal. I think Zalal will be able to keep up with it for the early rounds. If it does hit the ground very early, striking on the other hand, I'm gonna be completely honest. Aljamain Sterling, he wrestles so much that I can't really recall the time that he striked. And the last time I can recall that he striked, he got knocked out by Sean O'Malley. Um,
Yeah.
Yusuf Zalal, on the other hand, I know fucking nothing about him besides the fact that he choked out Josh Emmett in like a heartbeat in their fight. Just want to put that all out there.
Yeah,
But Sterling, sorry, Joe.
you're good.
Sterling on the other hand, I feel like Sterling, he's just gonna be more dominant. I feel like he's gonna really he I feel like this fight's gonna be really slow at first, and Sterling is just gonna grow into the more dominant fighter as the rounds go on. And I actually think Sterling might find a submission. He might be able to find a submission against Zalal in the later rounds if the fight just stays on the ground. I feel like Zalal's gonna get gassed out against Sterling.
Mm,
I mean, Sterling trains with Marab. Marab has the infinite gas tank. He
yeah.
gets hit. He gets hit in the liver. He feels the pain, but he keeps on chugging, bro. So, give me Sterling. Give me Sterling submission or decision.
Yeah, so these guys used to train together back in the day. Zalal talked about it in an interview, and he was saying that when they fought back in the
Oh,
day, he would get fucking
oh,
ragdolled by Sterling,
oh,
and he talked about it
oh,
openly.
oh.
Yeah,
So
the friendship fight.
the last time we heard a fighter talk like that, the last time I could recall was Andre Philly talking about how he used to train with Dan Ige, and
Yeah,
Dan Ige went out there and just flatlined him.
yeah. Oh, um,
The-
but yeah, I am on the side of Aljamain Sterling, and it's for the reason that what Zalal just openly talked about. I mean, Zalal, this is his second stint in the UFC, and his second time through is going way fucking better than his first time. Granted, his first time through, he fought. Oh, I don't know. Let's just go read the resume because I mean it's pretty ridiculous who he fought first time through. He fought Elite Taporia, no big deal. Although he almost could have finished this fight. If you go back and rewatch the tape, Elite Taporia got fucking. I don't know if he got gassed or if he got hurt, but he got fucking smoked against the fence. Fought a Suwong Chu. Okay, that's a whatever. That's a pretty poo loss, if I'm being honest. Lost to Shad Woodson. Shad Woodson's like the slender man. He's like he's a tough out for motherfuckers in this division because he's so big for featherweight because he's tall and lengthy and I mean, Danny Ige got put out by him. I mean, Sean Woodson is a hard ass for people. Um, but Zalal, his second time through, what he's on a 4 fight
Wait,
win streak,
Dan
five
Ige
fight.
got put out by got put out by who?
Then he get put out by Sean Woodson.
Woodson? No, Dan Ige
Oh no,
put
he
out
put out
Woodson.
Sean. Shit, what am I thinking? No, I remember that. I picked Sean Woodson, and I was like, damn, he lost. But no, yeah. So
Yeah,
he got put
it
out.
was questionable though. It was questionable though.
Was it?
Yeah, because it was like
Oh
standing,
yeah,
and
yeah.
Sean Woodson was like, "What the fuck?
Was
Why'd you
it?
call it?"
Yeah. Either way, I'm wrong about that.
He did get
Um,
rocked though.
yeah. Uh, but Yusuf Zalal has had the way better run in his second time through. I mean, he's been in for the last 2 years, and it's been sub. We goes to a decision with Qatar, which was a pretty shit fight. Is Cater even on the roster anymore? I honestly don't remember.
I think he is. No, he actually has a fight lined up. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, is it on? Wait, is it on the? It's not on the White House card, is it?
No, no. Thank fucking God. If Calvin Cater found his way to the White House card, what the fuck?
Yeah, and then he beats Josh Emmett, and we've seen what's happened to Josh Emmett lately. I mean, he's losing to the guys who are probably going to fight for the title very soon, or close to fight for the title very soon. Um, but yeah, these guys have trained together. Zalal, we know, has the Muay Thai. We know he has really good ground game. But you're fighting Aljamain Sterling, former bantamweight title contender, guy who went bell to bell with Movzar and arguably could have beat Movzar. I mean that was a very close, very high level wrestling match between the two, and I had Aljo in that fight, and I was sweating that. I'm like, holy shit, he might actually beat Movzar. Um, almost you honestly could say he did. I mean, I don't know. That fight felt very close. But in his last two, it was at Mozart and Sean O'Malley. And this is what you just talked about where if he stands and strikes, he might pay for it. I don't think he should strike. I think he should just go fucking go wrestle. Go do what he does best. Be a wet blanket. It is what it is. We know what you do, and you're good at it. You're good at being a wet blanket. All right. And we've seen underdogs cash a lot this year in the main event. And who better than Aljo to do it? Aljo's been, he's been talking that talk that he wants to go and fight for the featherweight title, and he's been chirping Lerone Murphy. If he beats Yusuf Zalal, he's gonna hop over Lerone Murphy because Lerone Murphy is out with a bad hip now, and Murphy's off the loss. We might be getting this. We might be getting the Sterling. I mean, who do you line up if Sterling wins? You give him Gene Silva. Gene Silva's sitting there waiting.
That'd be crazy.
He's
Yeah,
sitting there
Gene Silva
waiting.
is waiting.
Ew. But that's just such a different kind of
Well,
fight, bro.
no, I mean,
Ew, what do you do, bro?
I don't I don't know. It is kind of crazy because I have heard talks of like Gene Silva stepping in and fighting Volk instead of Mosvar because Mosvar just
So then you do the rematch?
no.
I
I
do
see
not want to see that
that's
rematch, bro. That's not a
that's
fight you want to see again.
that's what I'm trying to say is like maybe yeah if Sterling wins this, maybe towards the end of the year we might see a card where Volkanovski versus Mosvar, Gene Silva versus Sterling, something like that maybe.
Where does Lopez play
Because
into this though? Does Lopez
see
play in this
that's
at
another
all?
thing as well. Where yeah we're oh wait no Lopez is on the White House card. What are we talking about?
Oh, what about Vijayos? He's in the weights for this, right? No, not yet.
Let him. See, this is the thing. This is the thing that's crazy, bro. This is the thing that's crazy. You get a dude like Kevin Vajalios who is starching dudes, who's just starching dudes. You get a guy like Gene Silva who's doing the same exact fucking thing, but you give him the mic and he fucking puts on the glasses, he cries and he fucking barks, and everyone's like rah rah rah
Yeah.
rah. So they shoot Gene Silva up. Kevin Vajalios, on the other hand, they're gonna slowly build him up
I
until
think
he gets to that point where it's
hold
like
on, Z.
they have to push him up there.
We're getting the Gene Silva Vijayos rematch. It's got to happen. That's your title eliminator. It's got to be. I think you put Aljo on the back burner and you let those two dudes scrap it out.
Yeah, you're not far off. You're not far off. Anyways, let's finish off with this
Sorry.
before we get too off track.
Yeah, so
Um,
I just got
my pick,
Aljo. Aljo sub or decision is kind of
I
my route here.
I agree. My pick in this fight, in this fucking boring main event that we have, Aljo versus Zalal.
Yeah,
I got Aljo. But going off of what we were just talking about though, Bajalios Gene Silva, I that's probably gonna be it because I mean that is the money making fight. They
yeah,
both fought each other in contender series. They're probably gonna fucking suck the fuck out of that. They're probably gonna milk the shit out of that. The fact that they fought in contender series, it was a close fight. Both of them went to decision, and look at their records now. They're starching dudes. They're fucking knocking guys out left and right.
yeah.
So yeah.
Dude, that would be an
Yeah, that's
insane fight.
that would be such an insane fight, but I would like to see Gene Silva possibly get the belt and then Valios get one more fight in and then they build up an insane super fight and but overall, I mean, Gene Silva versus Valios at any given point, that is going to be a fucking phenomenal fight.
Mhm.
I agree with you, Joe. I think after this they're gonna put Aljo on the back burner. They're gonna wait for the Lopez fight, see what happens there,
Yeah.
and then they're gonna set something up where Volkanovski fights Mosvar, and then Silva versus Vajalios for the title eliminator. I like that a lot.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably the most fun division right now is featherweight. Featherweight has to be the
Yeah.
most fun. Lightweight's probably the most stacked, but or actually no, bantamweight's probably more stacked, but featherweight has been pretty fun. Lightweight's also pretty fun, but dude, it's just I don't know. And this is probably my favorite division right now is featherweight, just because of what we've been seeing out of these prospects. But no more ranting. We are done with our locks, early locks. So coming Friday, we'll have more research and more ideas of how we think the fights will play out. We'll have more news if any news comes out about what's going on with these fighters, if they say anything crazy, what their thoughts are, whatnot. But that is it for today's video. We appreciate you guys for sticking around as always. We'll be seeing you guys in the next one. Stay cozy. Peace.